Every time a man says he's not ready for commitment, not ready for something serious, not ready for marriage, he's telling you, oh yeah, I don't want any accountability. I don't want to have to step up as a man for you, but I want to use you as a pleasure object and someone to dump my emotional problems on. This is your reminder that for all of human history, men did not get to enjoy the benefits of a woman physically, emotionally, spiritually, unless they were ready. There was no, oh, I'm not ready for commitment or marriage. I'm not ready to protect or provide or do anything as a man for you, but I want to use your body and have you emotionally build me up. That's insane. Half the time, a man had to prove he could protect and provide before he got anything from a woman. Since the beginning of time, accountability and commitment have been tied to men getting to enjoy anything from a woman. Not them being unable to commit, but fully able to use you for what they need. No, there is no man on the planet who's worthy of you as a woman without putting the work in to earn you and committing to you, and you need to know it.
Girls that know their value,
Right.
they let dudes know what they expect out this relationship.
Right.
But the key is you gotta be willing to walk away from a motherfucker.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you gotta let it do, because listen, men, we're lazy. We sit back and go, all right, we hear you talking, but you still up in the crib naked, so I ain't gotta do nothing.
Dad!
I ain't gotta do nothing. I ain't gotta marry you or nothing. You naked. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
been naked over here all summer.
Right.
What we doing? Why I gotta get married? But
Right.
you gotta be, that's why you really, a woman really has to hold
The line.
that. You gotta hold the line. But you gotta, listen, you gotta hold it till you cry. You gotta be like, nigga, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm walking.
Right.
You gotta walk away.
Right.
And when you walk, and when you want to walk away, that dude will stop and put that ring on. You also gotta let a motherfucker know you got somebody else. You know, listen, remember I told you, you single
Right.
forever until
Right.
you got a ring.
Right.
I don't care if you dating somebody or not.
Right.
Nigga, the fuck out of here. I'm your girlfriend. Fuck, that don't mean a motherfucking thing.
Right.
Are we married? If
Right.
you ain't married, you single.
Right.
And you need to let them dudes know that. Ain't no
Right.
stopping for you. Fuck out of here. Ain't nobody playing them games no more.
Right.
Especially with losers.
Let me tell you something. You are not Walmart. You are not giving out your vajayjay to just anybody who wants it and asks for it. You are a high value woman. You are the prize. And that means in order for him to get that, he must earn that. How does he do that? He does it by earning your mind, your heart, you. He has to do the work to earn you. That means he needs to call you consistently, take you out on dates, show you that he's serious about you, and commit to you. If he's not willing to do those things, ladies, he's not an option. And be okay with letting him go, because you're only looking for one and you're not going to settle for anything less than what you know you deserve.
If he ain't your husband, close your leg. Some of these women open their leg for all these different type of men with these different type of spirits. And you wonder why that man got you going crazy. Because he gave you his spirit. Now you chasing behind that man, running behind that man to give you that pleasure, but he giving it to another woman, huh? Now he married too. And then you mad. And you mad the other woman because she got something that you had, huh? And then that man give you an STD. Now you mad and want to fight him. You raising hell all on social media, making all these posts, calling their phone, leaving all these voicemail, giving you hell. You cause your own problem, sister. That ain't your husband. That ain't your meant to be. Huh? They just a one-night stand, and he don't want to deal with you no more. Huh? He only deal with you because it's easy. He got it. He got it. He had no commitment, and he done. Don't get mad at me for the truth. Close them legs up, and you ain't got to worry about no problems with these men. Not at all. Not never.
Women, your issue with these men is that you do not understand how much they want to sleep with you. You do not understand how much of their desire to be around you, spend time with you, is with this main goal of being able to have sex with you. However high you think a man's sex drive is and his hunger for sex is, times it by like 78. And an example that I can give to bring this to life is like nature. So when a gazelle sees a lion, the gazelle is off, because that gazelle knows how much that lion wants to eat it. However, if the gazelle didn't have a clear knowledge of how much the lion wanted to eat it, it might stick around, toy with the lion for a little bit, wake up and find itself in gazelle heaven. And that's what happens to a lot of women. A lot of women are entertaining men, not knowing that the reason you're even able to have that conversation with that man and he's giving you that time is purely because he is planning how to get you in the bed. And honestly, that is the answer to a lot of the relationship dilemmas you guys ask me. When you ask me why he would do this or this, like, I have to refrain myself from saying it, but the answer is, to be clear, because he wants to fuck. I have to be so real. When you have questions as to why, he wanted to sleep with you. That is why. And he has slept with you. And for you, it doesn't make sense because you don't understand how much sex was the driver in your interaction with that man. So you're confused, but he's not confused. That's why he's not heartbroken, confused, sad, because he knows what he was entertaining you for and he has got it. For him, smooth transaction. So when I tell you guys to stop sleeping with these men, it's because if you can really understand how much they want to take it from you, you will be so much more possessive of it and use your mind and your personality and your self-respect so much more in that dating that man and in that situation to get the better results for yourself. So if he's nice to you one day and then the next he's not, it's because he's had sex with you. If you used to talk and everything was nice and lovely and, he ghosted you, it's because he's had sex with you. That sex could be and probably is the reason why he's so nice to you. And then also on the other side, why he's so horrible to you. Because on the way up, he's pushing to get what he wants. Then he gets what he wants. Then he's gone over the cliff. So he has no regard for you because you have given him the number one thing and only thing he was after. I think women struggle to understand how sex can be the only thing a man is after. They think, but we spent time, we've built a relationship. A lot of times that is built on a house of cards, a house of lies, I should say, because he's telling you what he thinks you want to hear so that he can get what he wants and the thing that he is after, which is access to your snatch. Because remember, like I always tell you, men and women have two different agendas. Women's agenda is usually to build a long-term relationship, a nice dating situation. Men's agenda is to fuck. Class dismissed. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. The best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
When you're having intercourse with a guy who is toxic or he's on a different frequency than you, he's on a different level than you start to become him. Yeah. You start to become everything that he is. If he's fighting demons, you're going to start fighting them. If he's depressed, you're going to start getting depression. If he's anxious, you're going to start feeling a little nervous every single time. And I was talking to one of my sisters and I was like, why every time I have a downfall in life, I was in a relationship every time. And every time I was single, I was my best self. I mean, I created some of the most beautiful things when I was celibate. I think there's more to be studied about this, but I do see a lot of women are waking up and I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Men understand that, if we sleep together 2, 3, 4 times, now we're starting to build like a very intense connection. And that usually leads in people's minds to a relationship. So men will bounce so that it kind of saves him in his mind from like being a bad guy who led someone on too much. So that's why they would disappear. Because realistically, after you sleep with someone, it should get even better. It's like, oh my God, like this was amazing. It should get even better. So if it's not, or if there's a pullback breadcrumb and things become less frequent, it's because realistically, he always knew that that's what he wanted in the first place. So if he's not sticking around, that means that he always wanted casual, didn't admit it, and is trying to kind of pull back and disappear slowly so that you don't view him as the bad guy.
If women band together and say, we not finna deal with no cheating, every man gonna have to be faithful. Because the woman is the receiver. Who lay on their back? The woman. Who open their leg? The woman. Who receives into their body? The woman. Who received the proposal? The woman. The woman is the catalyst. The woman is the backbone. If you don't like the responsibility, talk to God and ask God why he made it this way. But what he trying to tell you is you have the power. If you get off your bike and close your leg and stop putting up with this grown boy behavior, he have no choice but to step up in your life or to step out of your life and make room for a real man who willing to step up.
A man is either finding solutions to be with you or making excuses to use you. He's not ready for commitment. Trash can. He needs a little bit more time. Give him forever, babe. He's still healing from his ex. You're not his therapist. Bye. A man will throw out every excuse in the book and be so traumatized from his last relationship, but have no problem inviting you over at 10:30 p.m. He'll have no problem enjoying you building him up, your emotional care, and your physical body, but he'll be too broken to give you what you deserve. Bull. Men like this are dangerous to your heart and your well-being. They see you as a part-time job they can use to save up before they start their company. They'll use you and then go commit to someone else. It is on you to want better for yourself and refuse to accept this. You are not this man's therapist. It's not your job to get in the trenches with a man and help him heal. Half the time a man heals and then he tosses the woman who helped him heal aside for someone else. You are a queen and it is your job to hold that standard and vision for yourself even when it doesn't feel like it until the right man for you shows up to bring that vision into reality.
Step number 1, stop sleeping with men. You girls know where I stand on this. I am saving myself for marriage. I do not sleep with men unless there's a ring on it and unless we are married. This decision has saved me from so many men who have wanted to harvest that feminine energy, but instead I said, nope, this is my standard. And because of that, I've been able to build my business, multiple businesses. I've been able to travel the world, pour into my health. I feel that my health is at the best that it's ever been. And I truly believe that if I was sleeping with men, even if I had slept with one man, that it wouldn't be the same that it is right now because he would have part of that vitality. And then on top of that, I would be trying to now process and get through all of the trauma, all of the blocked emotions, all of the wounds that he has poured into me. Your body is not a dumpster. Your body is a garden, your body is a temple. And when you open it up to sleep with men who are not sowing into you, who are not truly stepping into the man that you need, they are dumping into you.
You wish that was you, huh?
I don't care what nobody say. One of the worst things you can ever do to somebody that you are dating is know what they want truly in their hearts and deprive them of it because you don't care. That's just my personal opinion. To the women that truly want to be married before they have children, I need you to understand one thing. Do not move in with a man before he asks you to marry him. Because if that man can move you into his house, he can ask you to be his wife. Do not have children with that man before that man makes you a wife. Because having children is just as much as a commitment as him becoming your husband. Now, before people sit there and say, oh, I can get married and I can have kids with this man and he can still give me a divorce. Yes, you can still get divorced. Just like you can get in your car, put on your seatbelt and drive safe and unfortunately get in an accident and something bad can happen. But you still gonna wear that seatbelt, right? Because it's about being intentional. You do everything in your power for everything to turn out good. If there was anything I would truly say is find somebody who actually shares your same principles, values, and morals in life. And not just choose somebody because they look good. I'm sorry, that is not enough. We get so caught up in trying to find your type that you end up dating your type and realize that that person was never good for you in the first place. Never put yourself in a position where you have to beg, pry, or force somebody to do something that you know they don't want to do. Because what ends up happening is you end up getting pregnant. You end up living with that person. And you never get the things that you wanted in the first place. Stop hustling backwards. Just my opinion.
The whole men having a fear of commitment, sometimes we got to be honest. It's not a fear of commitment. It's that you're not really into that woman like that. Because you'll see situations where a man could even be in a relationship with one woman 5 years, talking about, I don't believe in marriage. Finally, they break up. 6 months later, he's engaged to somebody else. It's the fact that he did not really feel she was the one. But unfortunately, a lot of men rationalize why they still should be with this woman, give it a try, or she possesses things that he could use in the moment, so he holds on to that. Now, also, the fear of breaking up or walking away is also because men tend to have less of a support system outside their relationships. Like women more likely have friends, have family. I speak to a lot of men who feel like I can't leave her because I got no one else. And so they feel, I hate to use the word trapped, but they just don't feel like they can go anywhere else, but it doesn't get talked about a lot.
Goddess, what the fuck are you doing? You never chase. You don't text first. You don't call first. You don't make the plans. That is his job. You are the prize. You are the princess. You are the goddess. You have the portal down there, goddess. Remember that. Please remember that. Until he texts you, until he decides, until he makes the plans, you simply go about your life being the absolute gorgeous, amazing, intelligent, beautiful, wonderful, charismatic, cosmic perfection goddess that you are. Don't chase. Repeat after me. I don't chase. I attract. Don't forget that.